EverDrive, but this is on a real console, in case you couldn't tell from the video quality. You ready? Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Right off the bat, you can buffer inputs for the stage select screen, which is super great. Alright, so this is Mega Man 5. We're starting with Starman, because you want the super arrow that you get from Starman stage, which is a really great weapon that I'll show you when we actually get there. Also, I hate this stage, and I'm really terrible at it, so forgive me if I'm grumpy. Or die in a really dumb way, I don't know. Space physics plus spikes is not a great combination. As I gave shoutouts to Duckfist for the last run, for this game I would like to give shoutouts to Baron Haynes, Kaiser Krister, Ursa, Colonel Fatso, and Mr. Cav55, whose runs, tutorials, and save states, in some respective order that I've already forgotten, helped me learn this run. So Starman stage, it has space physics, that's really all you need to know about it. It's also a huge pain. And I did that wrong. And I did that super wrong. It's fine. So you can slide now, which is pretty cool. In this game, while you're sliding, the Buster doesn't increase its charge count. Hey, look, a Mega Man 5 reference. So we're gonna be we have to be aware of that throughout the run, where in certain spots we need to charge the Buster so we can't slide. Coming up is the Starman fight, which is a bit technical. He has a shield weapon, because there's a shield weapon in every Mega Man game. You can shoot him through his shield, though, you just have to get pretty close to him. So we just want to keep hitting him with charge shots is our plan. I missed. Oh gosh, I thought he was gonna come down. Okay, cool, we're done with that stage. I'm happy. I don't like that stage. So now we have the Super Arrow, which is super great. Next up is Gravity Man stage, which is probably my favorite IL to do. Also, shoutouts to LV Creed, because this is his theme. Neither do I! So nice thing with this game, we don't have to menu to not hit the password screen. Also, we can buffer inputs, yay! Alright, so Gravity stage is really fun, and you're gonna get to see the Super Arrow. Also, we get more gravity-themed platforming, which is just a thing in this game. So that's the Buster. Here's the Super Arrow. It's a plunger that you can ride. So slide chaining on the ceiling is a bit difficult. You do have to press up instead of down, which takes a little bit to wrap your head around. Gonna do another little Super Arrow. Here you can stack multiple arrows on the screen. Perfect, I have exactly enough ammo, and by exactly, I mean more than. So this is the real power of the Super Arrow. You can just skip, like, huge chunks of the game. So this is a spot where we're gonna be, we're gonna have to be aware of the Buster charge while sliding rule. So we have to walk here, for example, and then we're gonna jump. Cool. So Gravity Man fight coming up, because we're just about done. Some weird physics with sliding and changing gravity. Ideally, you want to have jumped into the air when you hit the gravity change. That's going to get you the fastest swaps. If you're in the middle of a slide, you get kind of pulled back a few pixels. This is the gravity fight. We just kind of let him go. And then for that last hit, you want to jump down at him. Cool, that was Gravity Man stage, and that was the Super Arrow, which you're going to be using literally everywhere for the rest of the run, because it is, like, the second best tool item in Mega Man. Second only to the Mega Ball. I love this little animation of Mega Man rotating, it's really adorable. Next up is Gyro Man stage, which we're going to have probably our first, I guess, more complicated arrow setup? It's not that bad, and I shouldn't have trouble with it. If I do, I have backup strats, so it's alright. But first, we have an auto-scroller. Okay, that was the entire auto-scroller. Is that low or high enough? Yes, just barely. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention, so I went over there, which is fine. Ideally, you want to have at least one ammo, and then you can kind of jump and like skip doing a little bit of that platforming with the super arrow. We didn't, no big deal. I got hit there, which is bad. You don't want that to happen. You can get knocked off of your super arrow by another super arrow, which is really interesting. So, I guess time lost. Oh, well. Switch to our Buster and start charging, but don't just fall off of a platform, please. So, you can jump out of slides in this game, unlike in Mega Man 6, except for when you're in front of ladders, and a few other exceptions that we'll get to as they become relevant. But yeah, if you're in front of a ladder, you can't jump out of your slide. You have to cancel the slide and then jump, which is really weird. Thanks, Capcom. Another little Mega Man 5 quirk. You cannot fire the Buster while you're sliding. As such, if you have a like a partial charge or a full charge, it will just stay in that state while you're sliding, even if you're not holding the charge button. That's not really relevant anywhere, because this game has like 2 buttons, and holding multiple buttons is never a struggle. But it's a little fun fact. Shoutouts to childhood Mr. Cab, who was terrified of that screen. So yeah, I've been running this game for like a week and a day, and honestly, I'm having a ton of fun with it. I just want to say, this game is really cool. It has a lot of really fun speed tech. The super arrow is awesome. The sliding and slide chaining and jumping and shooting and all those things you do in Mega Man are really great. So I'm really glad I picked up this game. This is the Gyro Man fight. It's really hard. That was the Gyro Man stage. Alright, so coming up next is my second least favorite stage in this game, is Crystal. This could go horribly wrong. Hopefully it doesn't. We'll find out. Arrested for IRL crimes. Alright, so next up is Crystal Man. This stage is very technical, and I don't like it. I'm gonna start by doing some, like, slide, jump, shoot, chaining, just raw execution. And then coming up is gonna be our first, super arrow in this stage. God, that screen is terrible. Yeah, okay, that's what can happen. That can also happen, so whatever, we made it through that screen. We don't have any arrow for the next screen. Yo, Eddie! Eddie saved us there. So now we can do this arrow. Okay, we got hit, no big deal. Gonna switch to Star here. Make things a little easier. You can do a slightly faster strat with Rush Jet, but it's not a big difference, and it's a lot safer. Thanks for all the health, or the weapon energy pickups when I need health. Whatever, we'll be fine. We have an E-Tank now. Yay! Switch to Rush Jet again here, because we want to go on this top path to get a little useful item called an M-Tank. An M-Tank refills all of your weapons and your health. Later in the game, in the Wily stages, we're going to need as many of those as we can get, because we want to keep using the super arrow, and as you may have noticed, the super arrow, like, chugs weapon energy. Okay, that was sloppy, but fine. Oh, I wanted that! I didn't turn around fast enough. We'll just go for this fight. If we die, we die. It's no big deal. We have plenty of lives, because this is Mega Man 5. And you get just tons of extra lives in this game for reasons of level design, not actually programming. Yeah, okay, that was gonna happen. No big deal. It's fine. We got through that stage, so, like, I can't really complain. And we have plenty of gyro, so no worries. By the way, ideally, I should say, this will be my 4th completed run. Which means the chance of a PB is pretty likely, so that would be nice. Cool, that was the Crystal Man fight, since clearly you'd never seen it before at all whatsoever. Next up, we are going to hit our 5th Robot Master, Napalm Man. This is another stage I'm not super amazing at, but it'll be okay. I promise. I promise you. It's gonna be fine. You got Crystal Eye, which is a weird name for a weapon. Buffer and input right, Napalm Man. So, this stage is the stage that got Mega Man 5 banned in various parts of Asia. Because it's very clearly just the Vietnam War. So I kinda messed up there. No big deal. Reminder, you can't charge while sliding, so you have to do some walking there to make sure you charge your buster. Ah, not quite. These, like, spike drills are instant kill if one hits you, but no big deal. Just mash. Charge the buster here. Backwards damage boost. Alright, cool. We despawn that Helicopter Joe. If you don't, it can be really annoying, but it's not a huge deal. Now we have plenty of arrow. Cool. Now we just soar across this screen because... Menu to gravity, make sure you grab the letter. You need all of those letters. Like, they are required to do the run. I don't know how to do the run without the letters. So here's a fun thing with gravity. Just jump straight into stuff. It's a good time. That screen's kinda scary. Speaking of scary, this screen is also kinda scary. I'm just gonna take it safe there. Cool, now we're on to the Napalm Man fight. Napalm Man is a jumpy boy, and is also a shooty boy. And it's basically a raw copy of Mars from Mega Man 5 Game Boy, SMH. Please don't look up the years that those games were released, by the way, just agree with me. Okay, cool, that was Napalm Man. If you miss any of those crystal shots, if the crystal hits the wall, it explodes into 3 smaller crystals that bounce around. So if you miss any of those shots, it's really annoying. You have to wait for them to go away, and just hope they hit Napalm Man on the rebound. But we're through that. Next up is another stage that I really like, is Stone Man stage, which is really fun. I guess I should probably address the boss weakness order, or the boss order we're taking, rather. We did Starman first to get the super rare. I talked about that. Literally every boss afterwards is just weakness wheel order. Because weakness weapons are super powerful in this game. And the only things you need to really do any of the stages in this game is the super arrow, so it's kind of whatever. You use the buster a lot in this game, a lot more than some other Mega Man games, because the buster's really good. And because the super arrow is really good. So, it's a little hidden passage. Here's the letter. There's only one letter that's actually kind of scary, and it's in Wave Man stage. If we don't get it, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just reset to a Wave Man password, because I don't really have another option. Doing the run without the letters is just it's literally a different category. So we have plenty of health here. Don't need to worry about that. You can pick up that health. Sometimes I do. Super arrow. Super arrow. Do some cool little slide hops there. Super arrow. Then we just super arrow over the rest of this bit of the stage. Right there, we switch, and sneak through that gap. Ah, rush despawn. I'm gonna use rush to skip this section here, because it's slow. Even if rush is slow compared to the super arrow, doing that section without rush is even slower. Gravity Hold is secretly, like, the best weapon in this game. Like, it literally just sends things flying into the air. Oh, it doesn't. The Mets in this game do that. Those are called Mommy Mets, I think is like their name. And when you kill them, they explode into several smaller Mets. Isn't it? That's not even the best Met in this game, though. Just you wait till the next stage. Okay, we're good. Thought I was gonna have to E-Tank there. That was Stone Man. Next up, we have Tuftuftogman stage. Because the next Robot Master is literally a train. I said choo-choo train in Swedish. Because that's the best way to refer to this Robot Master. This stage has a really fun arrows, 2 really fun arrows, and then a really hard but pretty cool when done right room called the Animal Room. Kill. We're gonna kill the animals, just so we're clear. So yeah, this is Charge Man stage. He's literally a train. Alright, so we're making sure to slide on that arrow to conserve arrow energy. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's a thing you can do. Okay, that's a good arrow height. Cool. So we should be able to just cozily hover across the rest of this screen. So coming up is the Animal Room. I dedicate this Animal Room to Speedruns Rochester. It is a tradition to dedicate your Animal Room. Basically. Like I said, this room is hard but cool when done well. So far, I'm doing pretty well, so it's cool. No, you're not. And so yeah, if you mess up, the crystal will just explode on whatever you missed. Okay, we actually got the letter. I'm not consistent at that jump. So yeah, best enemy in the game, right here. Met trains. All aboard the Met train. I love this room. It's just really cool to do fast. This is probably, maybe, I don't know if I want to say my favorite stage, but definitely one of them. Gravity is also really great. So fully charged shot right there, kills all 3 of those enemies. And we take a damage boost off of that bullet, because it's a little bit less health. Oh, we got a shot in through the door. I have no idea how we did that. This is Charge Man. We have to fight Charge Man with the worst weapon in all of Megaman, the Power Stone. So yeah, the Power Stone is really bad. Every time you use it, you have to pause to despawn it, because otherwise it takes like 5 years, because it just does that spiraling animation really slowly. Power Stone is awful. If you ever need help, just remember, call 1-800-POWER-STONE. That's 1-800-PWR-STNE. Don't actually call it. One of my friends tried once. It's not pleasant. Don't call it. It's a super sketchy hotline. Just... Alright, so last Robot Master coming up here, the one and only Comfy Wave. This is the stage I mentioned earlier that has the somewhat scary letter that you can miss, and it's a really long ways into the stage, and it's in an auto-scroller, so you can't go back for it. We just got the Charge Kick, though, which is a really cool weapon. It's probably one of my favorite Mega Man weapons, because it's literally an add-on to your slide, which is rad as heck. Literally, pressing the shoot button with the Charge Kick out does nothing. You slide with it. That's how you use it, which is awesome. Sliding Mega owns. Right, so this is Bubble Room. So named because bubbles. Boop. With a lot of super arrow trickery and some very precise movement, you can skip large chunks of this room with super arrow. But no. It's scary, and I've been running this game for a week. We will at least do a small skip here. And then we will use the rest of our super arrow here. And now it's time for the Bodo Scroller. So we want to take as little damage as possible in this auto-scroller, because we want as much health as we can get our hands on for the boss fight in this stage, which can be pretty high damage. I'm also going to be killing as many enemies as possible in hopes of getting some health drops, because more health is better. I do have extra E-tanks. Thank you, Random Buoy. So yeah, the first part of this auto-scroller, just dodge enemies. Then there's a mid-boss, and then we're gonna have the scary letter coming up after that. Alright, so here's the mid-boss. It's an octopus. It's not even a meandering Susie, so, like, literally whatever. It's the wrong kind of octopus for a Mega Man game. Okay, cool. We didn't take a lot of damage. That's good. So coming up about halfway through the second section is going to be the letter in this stage, which is an O. In Rockman, in case you were like, where the heck is there an O in Mega Man? Reminder that we're playing on the Japanese version. Alright, so here it comes. No, not yet, actually, I lied. Okay, we're good. Run is valid. Yay! And we have a good amount of health. Not an ideal amount of health, but we should be okay. We have an extra E-tank anyways. That's the end of the Bodo scroller, which is a shame, because the boat sprite is really cool. I just jumped there instead of sliding. So you very specifically do not want to switch to the charge kick yet, because every time you slide it uses ammo, because it's a sliding weapon. Okay, so we're gonna use an E-tank. Be very careful with my menuing there to make sure we don't accidentally use our M-tank. I did that once in a run. It was awful. That was actually my first run. Okay, so that's Waveman. That's our 8 robot masters. Coming up next, we're going to be going into Protoman's castle, because he is very obviously the villain of this game. And by Protoman, I of course mean my arch-nemesis, Protomagicalgirl, who has taken over the Dark Men and is trying to take over the world. Take a hot second to stretch here, because stretching is important. Reminder that because I'm on this stream, this is by nature a self-care and positivity stream. Yay! Alright, so this is Dark 1, aka Walk and Shoot, because you need fully charged shots to kill those tigers, and you want... Well, you don't necessarily need fully charged shots for these drones, but you want to be hitting them as soon as they spawn on screen. Otherwise, they're going to throw really annoying bullets at you. Use Rush Jet, aka Inferior Super Arrow here. Gonna do a lot of damage boosting in this section. No big deal though, we have some safety health, and like I said, we have backup E-tanks and stuff. I don't think we actually have one now because we used it on Waveman. We'll be okay. I promise. See, we got health, we're fine. Alright, coming up is an actually kind of scary damage boost that I want to make sure I hit. Okay, I didn't hit it. No big deal. As long as we don't take much more damage, there's another large help. Do a couple more Rush Jet skips here. If you miss... Oh my god. Okay, you know, we're just gonna reset those blocks. Yeah, we're just gonna reset the run. Sorry. Alright, so we made it through that stage. We have a decent amount of health. First boss is Dark 1. It's a little robot on a cute, tiny tank. Every time we hit it, it fires a shot. That's all you really need to know about this boss. Oh, I died. That's not good. Oops. Yeah. I should have enough Water Wave. If I don't, we'll finish it with the Charge Buster, I guess. Yeah, okay, we didn't even have close to enough ammo. This is bad. This is very bad, actually. We don't have another E-Tank. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do, actually. We're gonna use this. It's okay, there's a backup one in the next stage. It is far from ideal, but it is what it is. Thank you. Okay, that was absolutely horrible. But it's okay. Again, I've been running this game for a week. Reminder that the 12-hour challenge is an awesome thing, and thank you, Golden, for making it happen. Should have also included him in my shoutouts earlier. So, we used our M-Tank, which means we have to go for a fairly slow backup in this stage. Not a big deal, though. So, instead of going right, which is the way we're kind of supposed to go, we're gonna... Or instead of going left, excuse me. Hey, we got an M-Tank. It's a hidden wall there. That happened. Okay. Pretend none of that happened. Despite the fact that I actively said that it happened. That was a lie. It didn't happen. So, reminder that any stage with Met trains is an objectively good and pure stage. So this is a good and pure stage. Take that section a little slow because it's scary. Not quite. If you want to charge shot there, it's by far the fastest way to take care of those enemies. Anything else is very slow. That's the easy strat for that room. You just despawn those enemies repeatedly. I have no health. Okay, we're fine. Never mind. The game hears occasionally. Oh god! I pressed the jump button. I promise. Okay, we're back here. That's fine. We didn't lose any, like, special weapon energy, so it's kind of whatever, honestly. This run is going about as smooth as I expected it to go, so no big deal. Hopefully we can get in under that estimate. We'll see. Oh, I missed. That's okay, you can just let that tiger run past you. So, I've mentioned a couple times our reward for getting all 8 letters. Or 7 letters and 1 number. Our reward is Beat. Beat owns. Beat literally just does our work for us. It's amazing. Wow, hard boss. Did so much. Whew. Alright, well that stage was a goddamn mess, but... it's okay. The next stage is the scary stage. Dark 3 has 3 fairly technical super arrow shots. All of which I have backups for, so we'll make it work. We have plenty of lives. Take an easy little damage boost there just to make that room easy, because those helicopter Joes are very annoying. Missed that shot, it's no big deal. Jump over it anyways. Walk here, because that shield guy takes his gosh darn time to open. A really precise jump will get you over to the ladder from the first platform there, which is pretty neat. Keyword really precise. So here's arrow number 1. Gotta make sure we conserve as much ammo as possible because we have another couple arrows needed on the next few screens. That was good. That damage boost setup I did there just makes it a little safer. Cool, we have enough. This is probably the scariest arrow in this stage. Fine. Cool. You can just slide under there, because physics. The super arrow moves so fast that no matter if you just, like, slide off the edge of it, you'll just get pushed back on. It's just like item 2 in that other game we just played. We're gonna use our first M-Tank there. Go right over that guy's head, because fighting that guy would be slow. Then we're actually gonna fight this one instead. That's his brother, John. John is a big jerk, so yeah, he's dead now. Grab that E-Tank, it's gonna be useful for later. This is a strat I stole from Cab. You can't see it, actually I don't know if you can see it on the capture. We're gonna face left, switch to our weapon, and not press any buttons, and you will just every time get backwards damage boosted into this boss fight, which is great. The alternative strats for that are really scary, so that one's pretty nice. This boss is a jerk. But you can just put him in this infinite loop, and it's no big deal. If you get hit by his, like, 3-ring attack, you get frozen in the air until he damages you, or until, like, a relatively long time has passed. So you don't want that to happen. Luckily, that didn't happen. Alright, last stage in Protomagicalgirl's castle, we are going to face the demoness herself. Because she is obviously the mastermind behind this whole evil plan. And I must regain my status as the true Protomagicalgirl. Or she stole my identity, or something like that. That's the plot, and we're sticking to it. So this stage is very short. All you have to do is just break a bunch of these blocks. As the blocks break, the game, or like the stage kind of falls downward. So ideally you want to break as few blocks as strictly necessary to get through that, because as you can see, it takes forever to do an individual ball. There she is! It's Protomagicalgirl! Oh no! I can't press any buttons! Ah! That is one powerful Buster Shot. Wait, what? So is that one Proto-Man, or... I'm getting my lore all mixed up here. Anyways, that's Dark. That's the 4th Dark Man. That's the Darkman 78, as it turns out. Shoutouts to the Darkman 78. My boss. A generally good guy. Generally, sometimes he's mean to us. So this boss is fairly easy. You have to kind of learn the timing for when to jump. His pattern is random. Hey, we defeated Darkman! The game's over. Right? Yay! What was my time? Wow, that's world record! Oh my god, it's Dr. Wily! What the heck? Every letter in that heck was censored, all 4 of them. No, it was heck, but it was censored. Anyways, yeah, it's Dr. Wily. So remember that 18 seconds we save on the Japanese version? Pretty much all of it was right there in that cutscene, because it's really, really slow in the US version. Alright, so now it's time for Wily's castle. Which is a little shorter than Dark's castle, but kind of scary in its own right. These first 2 stages are relatively long and relatively punishing if you heck up. We're gonna do our best. Good job! So luckily, Capcom was very nice, and they just give us an E-Tank and an M-Tank right here, which is super great, because M-Tanks are really useful in this game, as we've established. Because we currently have no Super Arrow, and we would like to have some Super Arrow, because the Super Arrow is fast. So Charge Shot continues to be the best weapon in the game, besides Beat. Here's a sorta tight Charge Shot there, and I just royally hecked that up. No big deal. Gonna use that M-Tank here so that we get more arrow, and hopefully we hit this relatively precise arrow shot first try. We did! Yay! Okay, we have plenty of ammo. You want at least 5 super arrow energy coming out of the stage, because you want to do 3 arrows. An arrow costs 2, but if you only have 1, you can still fire. So, cool. Wily stages have really good music. Want to make sure we have a fully charged Buster here so that we can take on this Met Cannon. And then we have a Crusher Room. Now we mash. Cool. Alright, we're through. Alright, here comes the most important trick in the game. Chicken jump! We did it. Cool. Gonna switch to gravity here, because it's a good weapon to use. Alright. Yeah, that's how gravity works, obviously. So this is Big Pets. Why the heck this boss is called Big Pets, I have no idea. Maybe it's because that's big, and then the little green things are pets? I don't know. I don't know the lore. Need to respect the lore, SMH. Oh, that's bad. Okay. So ideally you want to hit like 2-2-1. Oh my gosh. The little green guys are random. Oh my gosh, this is a sloppy fight. No big deal though. We're done. It's cool. We don't need that crystal ammo. We have more M-tanks. Next up is Wily 2. This is another very long stage. So remember how I mentioned, excuse me, that there were multiple exceptions to the you can in fact jump out of a slide rule? The other major exception is water. When you're underwater, you can't jump out of slides, which means you can't jump out of slides for like half of this stage. In a really scary platforming section at that, so that's cool. Just take a bunch of damage there, because why not? Grab an M-tank on our way down. And now we just don't do a lot of sliding, because you cannot jump out of slides here. This is basically Mega Man 6. Yeah, no jet, but Super Arrow is better, so kinda whatever. I am very surprised that we made that, honestly. I thought we were dead. I almost did a slide there, but then we got a health drop. Okay, whatever. The Mets don't do, like, any damage, so just get hit by all of them, it really doesn't matter. Alright, now we're basically done with water. That's one of the scarier platforming sections in the game, so it's nice to be done with that. Make sure we get that damage boost. There's not really a better way across that pit that's fast. Shoutouts to Pit. If you like Pit, you should watch Scott run Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It's super cozy. No problem, buddy. Alright, so we're not gonna jump over this chicken. Alright, we're gonna kill this power muscler. That's what those enemies are called. If you don't, you have to do a fairly precise rush jet, and I'm terrible at using rush jet in this game, so whatever. Just literally switching back and forth between jet and gyro. Alright, so why did I pause there? Next up is the worst boss in the game. Cirque Ring Q9. Boss's movement is consistent. Boss's timing of opening its little doors is completely random. We have an extra E-tank, because you just have to take a lot of damage during this fight. The only way to do it fast. And we're not taking any chances. Cool, we're done. Doesn't matter. It's fine, we don't need that E-tank. Alright, coming up is Wily 3, which is the refight stage. I don't want to do more refights. Do I have to do more refights? I don't? Cool! Alright, so I'm bored of refights, so we're not going to do that many refights. In fact, we're going to do exactly one refight. Gonna grab that for safety. And then we're actually going to use our M-tank here. We would need to use it at some point eventually, and the earlier you use it, the less time it takes, because otherwise you have to refill other weapons. We're not going to slide here. If you slide, you can accidentally end up going into that top right boss fight. Alright, I guess we'll do some refights. I guess. I'll probably get bored soon, though, so... Okay, I'm really bored of refights, so we're not doing any more refights. I've decided I have to pixel there. Okay, we're not doing any more refights. Let's refight skip. That 2-arrow setup is really free. You have to place the arrows. The top arrow is pixel perfect. The second one is not. So basically what you do is you get the arrow there, and then you slide to the left while farthest right on the screen you can go. That puts you in this kind of weird clip state, and then you just press right and you end up in the Wily fight, which just happens to be next door. So yeah, we didn't need to do any refights. This is the Wily press. It can do between 3, 5, or 7 wiggles. I almost just walked onto those spikes, oh my gosh. It's no big deal. Just kind of chill. Cool, we're done. Final stage coming up, Wily 4. We have the Wily machine, where we're personally going to do a lot of very difficult things to end this game, for sure. Gonna do some damage boosts here, because fighting is slow. We falling. 2 slides. Use an E-tank for safety there. We have an extra one, so it's no big deal. So first form of the Wily machine is weak to the super arrow. I find this particular Wily machine very interesting, because the weapon weaknesses for the 2 forms are just kind of odd choices. So that was Wily machine 1. We didn't actually take any damage at all, so we don't need an E-tank. Anyways, we're gonna switch to Beat, and we're gonna let Beat do the rest of the game. Time is on last hit. Will do. Alright, so everybody please post stupid bird with a capital S and a capital B and no space in the chat right now. Just spam it. Don't clap yet. This is a very hard boss fight that I'm doing a lot of work in, as you can see. And we're not just letting Beat do everything, I swear. So Beat is... Oh, that's bad. Beat just used energy and didn't do damage. You have exactly enough Beat to finish the fight, so oh well. The thing with Beat is that Beat can only move when it is in its, like, resting position, like that spot behind Megaman's shoulder, when Megaman has 0 vertical velocity. So when you're standing, and when you're in the air in a jump. So you want to time jumps while facing away from Beat, to make it faster. Anyways, Beat was a jerk, so now we have to finish this ourselves. No? Okay, I just missed entirely there. Time. Woo! What was the time? Nice. That was better than my first run, and worse than my other 2. We were underestimate. Yay! Alright, so now we have